Hi, and welcome to the 2020 Economic Recession and Preparation channel. I'm your host, Tony. Thank you for joining me once again. And please make sure you hit the subscribe button if you're not a subscriber to our channel, and we'll greatly appreciate it. And now on to today's news. Many Americans cannot afford a $400 emergency. Some 40% of Americans today would struggle to come up with $400 for an unexpected expense, such as a car repair, or a bill came due, light bill came due, or a utilities bill came due, or some other unknown, unforeseen circumstance, or they needed to travel away to somewhere. So just how many Americans are short on cash? The statistic says that 40% of Americans would struggle to come up with even $400 to pay for an unexpected bill, even if they had a job in this horrible economy, of which 60 million people are unemployed. So one survey was done, and it found that households who have less than $400 in their checking or savings account was closer to 20% of U.S. households. For some reason, many people who had $400 on hand still say they would struggle to come up with the money because they have it earmarked for other things that they want to use it for. Many of the people who had the $400 available, they need it for other reasons. They have an earmark for other reasons. And those who don't have it available, well, they usually put it on a credit card, or they just go without or ask a family member. So now we're in a situation now where the average interest rate on these credit cards are at 23% or higher. On top of that, that adds on to the consumer debt that we have, and the country's in debt, corporate debt, private debt, and the student loan debt makes many millennials and many Generation Xers broke at not just the end of the month, but before the month even starts. The money has already been earmarked for bills, rent, food, gas, utilities, insurances, maybe a little leisure money eaten out, if that's even possible now in this whole sickness pandemic time. So now we're in a situation where the job growth for the next decade is going to slow tremendously. As a matter of fact, CNBC reporter is reporting that from the year 2020 to 2029, the economy is only expected to grow 6 million jobs. So that's an annual growth rate of 0.04%, the Labor Department said. And healthcare, of course, is going to show the biggest gains, while manufacturing is going to take the biggest losses. And so now we're going to have a pace where there's going to be no jobs for the next 10 years, or slow pace of jobs, and not going to be any high-paying jobs enough to support the lifestyles that many Americans have become used to or accustomed to. That's all going to disappear. And we're going to a sharing of resources, and a sharing of resources means a lower standard of living for Americans very soon, not in the near future. We're talking in the next 2-3 years, the lower standard of living for Americans could drop down tremendously. And depending on the election, we go into this new socialism model, this kind of hybrid communism, socialism, fascist model that we're going to. A lot of people are going to be even more so broke because of that. Now, the sectors that they said is going to be great, of course, there's going to have the most jobs from 2019 to 2030 is going to be healthcare, community services, computer and mathematical sciences, programming and mathematical sciences, so you can program all the robots that are coming to take people's jobs at Walmart and Amazon and all of that. Personal care and services. The ones that are going to be hurt the most are retail, legal, teachers, construction, transportation, protective services, security. Those are going to be areas that are going to experience some little bit of decline. Sales, retail, production, office and administrative support. That's going to be another thing that's going to be hit. So if you are going to a college or a university at this time as a younger person, please don't major in any basket weaving subjects that are not going to pay you, because degrees are becoming obsolete now, and they're giving them out like candy at all levels, from the PhD all the way down to the high school diploma. If you do go, make sure you go for a STEM degree: science, technology, engineering, mathematics, things of those natures, or go to apprentice school and get an apprentice degree, a trade, a carpentry, plumbing, computer programming, engineering trade. graphic design, things of those natures are going to be more services that are going to be more available for young people as this economy changes and as we go into this depression, this 12-year depression that we're facing, like Japan had to go through. So the job growth is going to be slow. The debt is going to be high. Hey, that sounds like a Great Depression to me. I don't know about you, but that's what we're facing here, regardless of the next election or regardless of the things. And like I said, the system is designed to keep you broke, Americans broke. And that's what a job is. A job, as my friend would say, he quoted, is just over broke. J-O-B, just over broke. So I mean, no matter if you're making $150,000 a year or $30,000 a year, you still end up at the end of 2 weeks or at the end of the month broke for all intents and purposes. And so $400, they said on the CNBC survey, they say most Americans can't afford a $400 emergency debt. I would extend that and say that all Americans can't afford a emergency debt right now, and that's why we're in this endless realm of Federal Reserve stimulus for both corporate and private individuals, because they cannot afford not to give us stimulus, but they will. The stimulus will run out, and I'm telling you to get prepared now. Get extra food, extra water, extra clothes, extra survival gear, because you're going to need it. Even if you're going to be living with a family member, if you get ejected out your house or evicted out your apartment, you're going to be living with a family member, well, you're going to need some supplies there too, because supplies are going to be limited. Food is the new currency. Food shortages will continue in America throughout the rest of the end of this year. And if you don't believe me, then go to your grocery store and find out when you see your favorite peanut butter or whatever is no longer being shipped. And they're going to tell you that we only have this brand, and they're going to limit to you to one per family and all of this stuff because of the sickness pandemic. And so this is what's coming to America. So get prepared now. Stay prepared. I will talk to you very soon. Have a great day, and be sure to subscribe to this channel.